Now this day will be a memorial to you, and you shall celebrate it as a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. You are to celebrate it as a permanent ordinance. He repeats these commands multiple times in scriptures. And as co-heirs to the promises, we're also co-heirs in the great honor and joy of celebrating his appointed days with him and worshiping him in the way he wants to be worshiped. As with all of God's words, we believe they're for our benefit and for the benefit of others. And honoring his feast, we found, is so fun and super rich with symbolism. And I hope that tonight we all experience that and long for it more and more. And that all of us would just be touched in a new way by his Spirit tonight. So we're going to walk through a few scenes to help kind of better wrap our head around the time of Passover. As it was, as it is, and as it's yet to come. For 400 years, the children of Israel lived in harsh slavery under Egyptian rule. God chose an Israelite named Moses to go to the Pharaoh to tell him to let the Israelites go. Each time Moses went to him, the Pharaoh said no, and each time God responded with judgments on the Egyptians. These are known as the 10 plagues. Each specific plague displayed God's power over a false Egyptian god. The first 9 plagues included the Nile River turning into blood, frogs, gnats, flies, death of livestock, boils, hail that destroyed more livestock and everything that grew in the fields and on trees, locusts, and darkness. But each time Pharaoh refused to let the Israelites go. The 10th plague was the death of the firstborn.
Okay, family, let's come. Let's get started. Okay, so you remember Moses told us that God is going to send one last plague, and it's going to be the most severe of all, worse than all the preceding ones. On the 14th day of the month, as he said, which is today, God is going to send an angel of death to pass over all of Egypt. He's going to take the life of the firstborn male in every family. So, Lane, that will be yours and our family. So, this is going to happen in just a few hours. But God, as he always does, has provided a way to save his people that faithfully follow his instructions and believe in him. So as you remember, 4 days ago, we went out to our flocks and we selected the perfect 1-year-old lamb that was without blemish. It was innocent. And so tonight, as the sun goes down, as it is about to do, we're going to kill that lamb. A perfect, innocent lamb. And we're going to place its blood on the doorposts of our house. And at midnight tonight, as God has said, the death angel is going to pass over Egypt and judge every house that didn't believe in this instruction. So the blood on our doorposts that we're going to put up here the death angel will pass over us because God himself will come and pass over us and sit upon us and protect us from this judgment.
Will we put a lot more on so the death angel can see it good?
I hit the firstborn male son.
God also gave Moses some other instructions, and some of those were that we need to eat bitter herbs, and we need to eat bread that was without yeast. And also we're going to roast that lamb and have it for our dinner. And God said we we're going to need to leave very early, and we need to be ready to go whenever it's time, because when that death angel comes, shortly after that, we are going to have to leave and take all of our possessions that we can take with us and leave. So we're going to have to eat very quickly.
Why are we eating?
We're having bitter herbs so that we can remember what the bondage of slavery was like. It was a very bitter time in our lives, and we don't want to forget that. God saved us from that.
Why are we eating bread without yeast?
We're eating the bread without yeast so that we can, because we don't have time to let it rise, and we want to be able to leave in a hurry, so we don't have time to let it rise. So we're going to have those things now with our dinner, and we're going to share them with our friends who are here.
So just to accentuate what they said, because there was a loud plane going over at a convenient time, was that God commanded the Israelite households to select a lamb without defect on the 10th day of Abib, the first month of the year. And then to keep that lamb in their home and then slay it at twilight on the 14th day of Abib. He then commanded them to eat the lamb, the bitter herbs, and the unleavened bread.
You can go ahead and eat it when you get it.
And it is bitter.
It